Hi students, welcome to the new chapter Financial Statements of Not-for-Profit Organizations. In this video, I am discussing the meaning and accounting procedure for non-profit organizations. Usually, every business undertakes economic activities with a motive to earn a profit. But there are some organizations which works with a motive to provide service to its members as well as general public, such as charitable institutions, religious organizations, clubs, education institutions, trade unions, etc. Not-for-profit organizations are the organizations which are set up for the welfare of the society or for the promotion of art and culture in the society. These are usually set up as a charitable institutions with the service motive or religious motive or cultural motive. Non-profit organization receives fund from its members as well as from the general public for making the objectives. Accounting is equally important if we are doing for socially or working for profit. If we are seeing in commercial point of view, there are two types of activities are there. First one is profit motive and second one is social motive or service motive or religious motive. Okay. If we are doing for social or profit motive, we need to maintain accounts. So maintaining the accounts, if it is profit motive or service motive, it's equally important in an organization. Then we are preparing here trial balance, after the trading account, then profit and loss account, then last balance sheet, right? Same as in social purpose also, we will prepare trial balance. Okay. Along with trial balance, we are preparing a receipt and payment account. Normally in your question, they will provide receipt and payment account. This receipt and payment account is same as cash book, but some slight difference. In cash book, the transactions are recorded date-wise, that is in chronological order. But here in receipt and payment account, the transactions are not recorded in date-wise. Entries are summarized and that item will appear once in a year in this receipt and payment account. It is the summary of cash and bank transactions. It helps in the preparation of income and expenditure account and balance sheet. Receipt and payments means from where the money came to where the money is going. That we are recording in a account, that is receipt and payment account. In normal case, this is the starting point of our question. The main motive of this type of organization is to provide service. Generally, these organizations do not manufacture, purchase or sell goods. Thus, they do not need to make or prepare trading and profit and loss account. But they are required to keep proper records of income and expenses, assets and liabilities. Okay. So similar to profit and loss account, we are preparing here a income and expenditure account for calculating or ascertaining the surplus or deficit. Okay. We don't have the objective or aim for making profit. Just we need to show how much is the income and how much is the expense. That's why we are preparing an income and expenditure account. After that, we will prepare a balance sheet. It is the same manner as the balance sheet of concerns with profit motive. There is no difference. Same as the rule of accounting we will use here also. This is the format of receipts and payments account. all the cash receipts will enter into debit side of receipts and payment account, and all the payments will enter into the credit side. Receipts and payment account is a real account, and it records all the cash transactions, both revenue and capital nature. It represents total of all cash book transactions under different heads, and it is a statement form of a cash book. This account is opened and closed with a balance of cash in hand or cash at a bank in the beginning and at the end of the accounting period. That means we will record the opening balance in this receipts and payments account, and we will record all the cash transactions related with the previous year or current year or the next year. That means all the cash transactions will record here. If it is in current year transaction, or it is related with the previous year or related with the next year. This is income and expenditure account. All expenditure will enter the debit side of this account, and all incomes will record in the credit side of income and expenditure account. It's a nominal account, and this account does not start with the opening balance and does not close with the closing balance, because it is prepared to ascertain only surplus or deficit. We will record only revenue nature of items. That means the revenue expenditure and revenue incomes only we will record in the income and expenditure account. The main difference between receipts and payment account and income and expenditure account are: receipt and payment account is a real account, but income and expenditure account is a nominal account. And receipt and payment account, we will record all the cash transactions, or we will record the summary of cash transactions. It is revenue nature or capital nature. But in income and expenditure account, we will record only the revenue nature of the items. Also, receipt and payment account is similar to the cash book. Here in income and expenditure account, this is similar to the profit and loss account. In receipt and payment account, we will start with the opening balance of cash or bank, but we will not record opening balance in the income and expenditure account, and we will record cash receipts in the debit side of receipt and payment account, but we will record the income in the credit side of income and expenditure account. Also, all payments we will record in the credit side of receipts and payments account, whereas all expenditure we will record in the debit side of income and expenditure account. These are the main difference between receipts and payment account and income and expenditure account. Now we can see what are the types of income coming in this type of organizations. First one is subscriptions. The members of a club or society contribute a periodical amount to keep their membership alive. This amount is known as subscriptions. The subscriptions received during the entire accounting period is recorded on actual receipt basis in the receipt and payment account. When subscription received, the journal entry is cash account debtor to subscription account, right? Here subscription received means cash received, so we will record in the debit side of receipt and payment account. We will write in the receipt and payment account to subscription. We know at the time of preparing final accounts, the credit effect that will reflect either liability or income, right? Sometimes the credit is coming as a liability or as an income. So this subscription is sometimes income or liability, right? In the case of social club or society, subscription is an income nature or it's a source of income. So this subscription we will credit in the income and expenditure account. See here, the debit effect we already done in the receipt and payment account. Now we need to make credit effect. Okay, so just take from here and post in credit side in the income and expenditure account by subscription. So debit side or receipt side of the subscription we recorded in the income side of the income and expenditure account or credit side of the income and expenditure account. Next source of income is entrance fee or admission fee. Entrance fees is paid by the new members at the time of joining the organization. It should be treated as a revenue receipt. That means entrance fees or admission fees we will treat as a revenue receipt. We know the journal entry, cash account letter to entrance fee or to admission fee. All the cash receipts, if it is revenue nature or capital nature, we will record in the debit side of receipt and payment account. So in the receipt side, we will write here to entrance fee. And the credit effect, it is an income. So we will record in the credit side of income and expenditure account. In income and expenditure account, we will write by entrance fee. Debit effect already done in the receipt and payment account. Now we need to make credit effect. So just take from here and post to credit side in the income and expenditure account. That's all. Next source of income is donations. Donation is an amount received by way of gift or something that is given a charity, especially sum of money. That is donation. The journal entry for receiving donation is cash account data to donation account. The debit effect, that means cash received, that we will record in the debit side of receipt and payment account or otherwise receipt side of receipt and payment account. And the credit effect. Before that, I will tell you the donations are two types. First, general donation and second one is special donation. The donation which are provided without specifying any condition for its use, that donation is known as general donation or simple donation. Just I will write here general. And if any donations are provided for specific purpose, that is known as specific donation. For example, donation for library or donation for computer room or donation for tournament. That means that donations received we can use only for that purpose, not other purpose. So these specific donations we are treated as capital receipts. I will write here donation specific. Here we can see what we will do if donations are general or if donations are specific. If donations are simple or general, we will record in the credit side of income and expenditure account. That means we will record the simple donation into the income side of income and expenditure account. And the specific donation, it is a capital receipt. So we will record in the liability side of the balance sheet. Then the next source of income, legacy. Legacy is the amount received by a non-profit organization on the death of a person or member as per his will. Or legacy is money or property someone leaves to you when they die. The journal entry is cash account debtor to legacy. When we receive legacy, we will debit into receipt and payment account in the receipt side. And the credit effect. Legacies may be small value or big value. I will write here small value, big value. If the legacy is a small value, that time we will be shown on the credit side of the income and expenditure account. Or if it is a big value, then we will be shown on the liability side of balance sheet. Next source of income is grants or subsidies. Sometimes not-for-profit organizations receive different types of grants from the state and central governments or national and international agencies. At the time of receipt of grants, we can write the journal entry cash account debtor to grants or subsidies. The debit effect will shown in the debit side of receipt and payment account. The grants or subsidies may be for general purpose or for specific purpose. If it is for general purpose, we will credit in the income and expenditure account. Or if it is for specific purpose, we will shown in the liability side of the balance sheet. Next item is special fund or specified fund. Sometimes the non-profit organization may receive special funds such as charity funds, tournament fund, building fund, entertainment fund, etc. When we receive special funds or specified funds, we will make a journal entry cash account debtor to funds account. Debit effect we will shown in the debit side of receipt and payment account, and the credit effect, this we will shown on the liability side of balance sheet. Next source of income is life membership fee. A lump sum amount paid as a membership fee on admission of a member for the whole life instead of paying regular periodic subscriptions. It is called life membership fee. It is a capital receipt. We can write the journal entry cash account debtor to life membership fee, and the debit effect we will shown on the debit side of receipt and payment account, and the credit effect it will shown on the liability side of the balance sheet, and it is added with capital fund. Next item is income from investments. It refers to the interest received on the investment, and the interest is calculated on the face value of the investment irrespective of its cost. That means interest on investment we will calculate on the face value of the investment. The journal entry is cash account debtor to interest received account. Interest appears on the debit side of the receipt and payments account. Sometimes the interest received on investment relates to general fund or specific fund. If the interest received on investment on a general fund, then that interest we will shown in the credit side of income and expenditure account. Or if the interest received on investment related to a specific fund, then that interest we will transfer to that specific fund and shown in the balance sheet asset side. Next source of income is sale of used sports materials, sale of old newspaper, magazines, etc., and sale of consumable goods. These all items I will write here sundry receipts. Any income received from the sale of used sports materials like old bats, balls, nets, rackets, or any receipts from the sale of old newspapers, magazines, journals, periodicals, etc. Or any receipts from sale of consumable goods such as sale of fast food, cold drinks, cigarettes, playing cards, or any other eatable items. These receipts we will shown in the debit side of receipt and payment account and also shown in the credit side of income and expenditure account. So far, we have not discussed about the expenses because the expenses here are the same as the expenses what we are taking to prepare the final account. There is no changes on expenses for profit motive organization and service motive organization. The expenses are same nature like electricity bill, salary, wages, depreciation, commission, rent, etc. That all expenses it will come to the credit side of receipt and payment account or payment side and debit side of income and expenditure account. That means the expense side. Now we can solve a problem. Prepare income and expenditure account from the following information. Receipt and payment account for the year ended 31st December 2010. Here we need to prepare income and expenditure account. Next videos we can prepare balance sheet also. But now we just prepare income and expenditure account. In this question, a receipt and payment account is given. The items in receipt side after the balance brought down is any one of the three items, either income or liability or cash received from sale of any assets. These are the three sources of cash receipts showing in debit side of receipt and payment account. Now we can see how we receive the money. In income and expenditure account, we will record current year's income only, not the previous year or not the next year. We will record only current year's income and expenses in income and expenditure account. We are preparing the income and expenditure for the year ended 31st December 2010. So our current year is 2010. The first item is balance brought down. This is old money. Also balance brought down, balance in cash and balance in bank. We will not record in income and expenditure account. Then the first source of income is subscription. We are preparing income and expenditure account for the year 2010. So only the income and expenditure related to 2010 will come into the income and expenditure account. In receipt and payment account, subscription on 2009 rupees 500, 2010 rupees 18,000, 2011 rupees 1,500 are given. Now we need to focus only income on 2010. That means in income and expenditure account belongs to 2010 only. If any income or expenditure is not belonging to 2010, that amount we can ignore. Okay. So here subscription in 2009 and 2011 we can ignore. We can take only 2010. So we will enter subscription in credit side of income and expenditure account by subscription rupees 18,000. In receipt and payment account, subscription shown in debit side. So we need to enter subscription here in credit side in the income and expenditure account. Okay. Next item, sale of investment is rupees 2000. But here book value is given. Book value is 1500. Under this deal, we sold asset but we got some profit, right? How much the profit we got? Cash received rupees 2000 minus book value of asset 1500, that is equal to 500. So rupees 500 is the profit. We can write here, by profit on sale of investment rupees 500. We received money from this sale rupees 2000, but income only 500 or profit only 500. So we will record here only the profit, right? Next item is donation rupees 1500. In receipt and payment account, it shows in the debit side. So we will write in income and expenditure account in the credit side or in the income side, by donation rupees 1500. Next source is life membership fee. Life membership fees is a capital receipt. So it will not come in the income and expenditure account, it will come in liability side of the balance sheet. So we can ignore it. As I told you before, in the receipt side here, entry related to income received and sale of asset and liability also came. That means all the three types of entry came here in the receipt and payment account. So receipt side is over. Now payment side. The first item is postage and telegram. It is an expense. Also, this expense we credited in the receipt and payment account. So we need to debit in income and expenditure account, or it's an expense, it will show on the expenditure side to postage and telegram 1500. Next item, salary and wages. Here salary and wages on 2010 rupees 4800, 2011 rupees 600. We know we will take only the amount belonging to 2010. We will not take the previous year amount and we will not take the next year amount. So we will take only the 2010 amount 4800, that we will debit in income and expenditure account to salary and wages rupees 4800. Next, miscellaneous expense rupees 700. That also an expense. That also we will debit in the income and expenditure account to miscellaneous expense 700. Next, bonds and debentures. These are the items related to balance sheet. This is not an expense. This expense are related to investing of asset. So we can ignore here. Okay. The next, periodicals 800 and books 3000. Periodicals and newspapers have short life. We will use these things for very short period. We will not read last month newspaper today. Today's newspaper we will read today or tomorrow only, right? So these items have very short life. So we will treat it as an expense. So we can enter into the debit side of income and expenditure account to periodicals 800. And book we can use long term, right? We can use this, we can keep this book, we can read any time. So we can use this book as long term. So we will treat book as an asset. So it will come into the balance sheet, not in the income and expenditure account. So book we can ignore it. Then the last item is balance carried down. Opening balance and closing balance we will not enter into the income and expenditure account. Now we can balance this income and expenditure account. Total of the credit side is 20,000 and total of the debit side is 7,800. So we will write 20,000 in both sides. Here more amount is in credit side, so the difference amount 12,200 we will write in the debit side, in expenditure side. This is the profit, but we will not call this as profit. We will call this as surplus. This is the surplus, 12,200. If income is more than expenditure, then we will call surplus. Also, if the expenditure is more than the income, that time we will call deficit. Just I will write here excess of income over expenditure. If it is deficit, it will come in the credit side. Completed.